Are you addicted to your fantasy? Let's dive into an intriguing question. Are you perhaps caught up in a fantasy about someone special, whether it's a romantic interest or a crush? This fantasy life might be hindering your chances of finding genuine love, not just with her, but with anyone else as well. In today's discussion, we will explore the captivating concept of limerence and distinguish it from infatuation, obsession, and true love. You might be wondering, what on earth is limerence? It may sound like a term pulled straight from a psychology textbook, but it's important to understand that limerence is not the same as love. In fact, it can prevent you from ever experiencing authentic love. In this video, we will delve into what limerence really is, how to identify if you're feeling infatuated, obsessed, or truly in love, some surprising reasons behind infatuation or obsession, and even share a personal story about a celebrity crush that I find a bit embarrassing. Additionally, we will discuss how to recognize when your fantasies become unhealthy for you or the person you are interested in. If you're new to my channel, my goal is to help men navigate the complexities of modern relationships with women so you can attract and maintain a meaningful connection or simply improve your interactions with them. Welcome to Just the Tip. To start off, let's clarify what limerence actually is. Think of limerence as the exclusive VIP section of the emotional experience. It's that exhilarating, head-over-heels feeling where you can't stop thinking about someone, and it often gets confused with true love. Limerence can occur in a romantic relationship, with someone you've just met, or even with a celebrity you've never interacted with. It often begins as a harmless infatuation, but can spiral into a dangerous obsession with potentially serious repercussions. Regardless of the outcome, limerence can obstruct your ability to form a genuine connection and discover true love. Now, let's break down the differences between infatuation, obsession, and real love. First, we have infatuation. Infatuation is like the glittering surface of emotions. It's dazzling and eye-catching, but it lacks depth. When you meet someone new, it can feel as if the world is suddenly filled with vibrant colors and magical creatures. However, there's a catch. Infatuation is often short-lived. It provides a quick thrill and an initial spark, but it tends to fade just as rapidly as it ignited. For instance, consider the roller coaster romance of Jake and Ashley. They meet at a friend's party, and instantly, there's chemistry. Jake is captivated by Ashley's laughter, and every text exchange feels like a jackpot. They embark on a whirlwind of dates, exploring new places and sharing sweet moments, constantly communicating when they're apart. But here's the twist. Within a few weeks, that intense connection starts to wane. They find it challenging to keep conversations flowing, and despite their efforts, it feels forced. Texting becomes less frequent, and they start making excuses to avoid seeing each other. Ultimately, infatuation can resemble an exhilarating roller coaster ride that comes to a sudden halt. The tricky part about infatuation is that it feels so exhilarating in the moment that it's hard to accept it might not be true love. The person you're infatuated with could be someone you know well, someone you've only seen occasionally, or even a celebrity you admire from afar. Let's take a closer look at infatuation. 1. A chemical cocktail. Your brain releases a mix of chemicals, including dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin, which create a euphoric sensation, making you crave attention from the person who sparked these feelings. 2. Idealization station. Infatuation often leads you to place someone on a pedestal, where you focus on their positive traits while blissfully ignoring any flaws. Your mind constructs an idealized version of them, making them seem unrealistically perfect. 3. Novelty and mystery. Humans are naturally drawn to new experiences and the allure of mystery. When you encounter someone new, it can trigger a strong desire to explore that connection. When something piques your interest, it can ignite a spark of curiosity in your mind, leading you to conjure up imaginative narratives about this intriguing individual. This phenomenon, often referred to as infatuation, typically involves projecting your own desires onto another person. For instance, If you have been yearning for a partner who shares your passion for adventure or possesses a sharp sense of humor, encountering someone who embodies these traits can feel like a moment of serendipity. Your mind might exclaim, "This is the one." This feeling can be intensified by the right timing and circumstances, where your emotional state aligns perfectly with the presence of someone who seems to be just right for you. This alignment can spark the flame of infatuation, which may feel akin to the beginning of true love. However, there are ways to discern whether what you are experiencing is genuine love, and I will share those insights shortly. First, let's explore what can occur when infatuation spirals out of control. In such cases, it can morph into an unhealthy obsession. When you find yourself spending excessive time crafting elaborate fantasies about the person you are infatuated with, it can lead to an obsessive mindset. Imagine meeting someone and suddenly, she becomes the focal point of your life's narrative. You might find yourself obsessively checking her social media profiles and memorizing her daily routine as if you were a detective on a mission. Meanwhile, you may not play a significant role in her life, which is a clear indication that this is not love, it is obsession, and it is as unhealthy as indulging in deep-fried junk food. Consider the example of Amir and Sarah. After meeting Sarah, Amir quickly becomes captivated by her, placing her at the center of his universe. He enters detective mode, tracking her every move on social media, memorizing her favorite coffee order, and even showing up at places he knows she frequents. He concocts sinister fantasies about her male colleagues and attends staff events that he knows she will be at. Amir's fixation on Sarah becomes overwhelming, overshadowing any opportunity for a genuine connection. Allowing yourself to slip into this obsessive mindset can lead to behaviors that resemble stalking, which can pose risks for both her and yourself. There exists a delicate boundary between infatuation and obsession. So, what drives some individuals to become obsessed? This can often be traced back to several underlying factors. 1. Unmet emotional needs. If you are experiencing a void or a sense of lack in your life, you might latch onto someone as a means to fill that gap. It's as if your mind is attempting to find completeness through another person, resulting in an intense focus on the object of your obsession. 2. Escapism and idealization. Life can be challenging, and for some, becoming fixated on another person can serve as a form of escapism. The notion of a perfect, unrealistically idealized individual can provide a refuge from the difficulties of everyday life. 3. Lack of control. When you feel uncertain or powerless in various areas of your life, fixating on someone else can create a false sense of control. It becomes a way to navigate through chaos, even if that sense of control is merely an illusion. 4. Low self-esteem. Individuals with low self-esteem often seek external validation to enhance their self-worth. Obsessing over someone can be a misguided attempt to derive a sense of value from the imagined approval or attention of that person. 5. Fear of rejection. The fear of being rejected can be a powerful motivator. If you are terrified of loneliness or rejection, you may become overly focused on someone, believing that winning their imagined love or approval will alleviate your fears. It is essential to recognize when admiration crosses the line into unhealthy fixation. Healthy relationships are founded on mutual respect, personal space, and authentic connections, rather than an intense desire for control or escape. If you find yourself veering down the path of obsession, it is crucial to take a step back and reassess your feelings. Obsession. It's time to take a step back, reassess, and focus on reality. Here's my celebrity crush story and what true love really is. Not so long ago, as some of you know, my life felt completely out of control. I had gone through a divorce, felt chronically fatigued, and was misdiagnosed with a disease. I was put on medication that gave me anxiety and insomnia. I quit my job without a career safety net and moved home to help care for family members with terminal cancer, 3 of them, including my mom, my person in the world. All this while trying to get my YouTube channel off the ground. Not surprisingly, my health plummeted. Only last year, I discovered I actually had Lyme disease that activated or reactivated a dormant mononucleosis, disease. Divorce, personal disaster, and 3 deaths. My cup was empty and cracked. Enter Limerence. I subconsciously created a Prince Charming fantasy of a good life with Jerry, aka Gerard Butler. Side note, I even dreamed about him, and in my dreams, he rejected me. Even my subconscious mind was saying, "Girl, get a grip." Now I realize Limerence actually helped me get through those difficult years when I wouldn't have been capable of a healthy relationship. Thank you, Jerry. So, what is true love? True love isn't about constant butterflies or stalking someone's Instagram or neighborhood. It's about connection, shared values, and growing together. True love gets better with time and doesn't leave you feeling empty when you're not fantasizing about them. It's not about finding someone perfect. It's about finding someone perfectly flawed for you. Example: the slow burn romance. Tyler and Grace meet while hiking. While Tyler thinks Grace is pretty, albeit a bit sweaty, there's no immediate explosion of fireworks. Discovering they have shared interests and values, they become hiking buddies. As time goes on, their natural, easy conversation allows them to open up about things they don't normally share. Their connection deepens. They encourage each other's dreams, help each other navigate life's challenges, and because there's no romantic pressure or pretense, they feel comfortable being themselves and embracing each other's unique quirks. They start to realize they actually really like each other as human beings, and as they become more emotionally intimate, their mutual physical attraction grows. Okay, true love is not about the spark. It's about the enduring flame that grows stronger with every shared experience. Some couples do start with a spark and are lucky enough to also have the right ingredients for true love, but you won't know that if you jump in based solely on intense sexual attraction, which is difficult to walk away from even when it's not true love. The differences between infatuation, obsession, and true love are: 1. Duration and intensity. Infatuation is intense and right away, but it's fleeting. It happens in the early stages of attraction, characterized by a strong desire and excitement. However, it tends to mellow out over time as you get to know each other. Limerence and obsession, on the other hand, are prolonged and intense states of infatuation. 2. Reciprocity versus unrequited feelings. Infatuation can be a two-way street. Both may feel the initial rush of excitement and desire for each other. However, it can also be one-sided. Limerence and obsession often involve unrequited feelings. You become intensely infatuated with someone who does not share the same level of interest in you, leading you to a roller coaster of emotions. 3. Fantasy versus reality. Infatuation often involves creating a. When you find yourself captivated by someone, your imagination may start to create an idealized image of them. This often means you focus on their admirable traits while ignoring any imperfections they might have. The concepts of limerence and obsession elevate this phenomenon to a more intense level. You might find yourself crafting intricate daydreams about the person you are enamored with, envisioning scenarios that are unlikely to happen, or fantasizing about a flawless future together. However, if these dreams do not materialize, obsession can take a darker turn, leading to a sense of loss of control and rationality. In the early stages of infatuation, there is often still a degree of control and logical thinking. As the initial thrill begins to fade, you are more likely to perceive the individual as they truly are, recognizing both their strengths and weaknesses. In contrast, obsession frequently results in a diminished sense of control, where overwhelming emotions dictate your actions and decisions. Navigating the complexities of love is essential. The key takeaway is that genuine love cannot be hurried or manipulated. It develops naturally, is mutual, and transcends superficial or illusory phases. As a helpful tip for maintaining a healthy fantasy life, consider identifying an aspect of your life that requires improvement, something unrelated to the person you are fantasizing about, and take immediate steps to address it. If you find it challenging to stay grounded in reality, seeking professional guidance can be beneficial. This overview of limerence and authentic love is meant to provide clarity. I would love to hear from you about your experiences with infatuation or obsession, which is completely normal and happens to many people. Additionally, think about one area of your life that you can begin to improve today. I hope you found this information useful, and I appreciate your positive feedback, success stories, and support. Sending lots of love and blessings as I continue my journey toward healing.